Suicide, alcohol, and drugs, the silent trap. Alcohol, marijuana, miraa, party drugs. They don't just ruin futures, they take lives. And sometimes the people they take are the ones we least expected to lose. This Suicide Prevention Month, September, we talk about the hidden trap, substance use, and suicide. Hi, I am Tim Gothel, psychologist and coach, and a member of the Kenya Psychological Association. Welcome to Team Psych, Mind in Minutes, the channel that brings you mental health and emotional wellness in plain language. This Suicide Prevention Month, we talk about the hidden trap, substance use, and suicide. Let's start close to home. According to NACADA, 1 in 6 Kenyans struggles with alcohol use disorder. In parts of central Kenya, nearly half of the young people drink alcohol regularly. A study at the University of Nairobi found over 40% of students had used alcohol and 30% had tried marijuana. Miraa and Mogoka, in Mandera and Moyale, chewing is part of daily life. But youth there also report some of the highest rates of mental health struggles. These aren't just numbers, they are warning sirens. Because behind those statistics are real people, friends, children, colleagues, loved ones. So, how do drugs and alcohol lead someone close to suicide? Alcohol is a depressant. It slows down the brain, numbs judgment, and amplifies despair. In those moments, suicidal thoughts become suicidal actions. Marijuana or bang or bangi isn't harmless. Chronic use is linked to depression, psychosis, and suicidal thinking. In Kisii, Murang'a, and across universities, many people are silently battling this. Miraa and Mugoka are stimulants. They keep you awake, anxious, and eventually burned out. Long-term chewing leads to paranoia and deep mental crashes. And the so-called party drugs, ecstasy, cocaine, synthetic pills, they push the brain into artificial highs that come crashing down into emptiness. Every one of these substances chips away at mental stability. And when you add life stress, such as unemployment, heartbreak, pressure at school, toxic workplaces, the mixture becomes explosive. So, our youth are at crossroads. That is why Gen Z and millennials are at the highest risk. The statistics already tell us that they use substances more often, but add the battles with identity, family expectations, and job scarcity, and you have a perfect storm. This is not just a medical issue, it is a social earthquake. And there are global echoes, and it's not just Kenya. In many countries, alcohol and drug misuse remain top drivers of suicide. In the US, alcohol is involved in about 1 in 4 suicide deaths. In Nigeria, cannabis has been linked with rising mental health emergencies among youth. And in Canada and Australia, binge drinking is a leading risk factor for both depression and suicide. Wherever you are watching from, share the reality in your country, because silence is not working. So, what do we do? How do families, schools, and communities confront the denial that surrounds drugs and suicide? That's where we will go in part 2, because this isn't just about substances. It's about culture, denial, and silence that kills. But remember this: when we take drugs lightly, we take suicide lightly. And we cannot afford that anymore. My name is Tim Godho, and this has been Team Psych Mind in Minutes. Remember this: it only takes a moment to save a life. Let's keep this conversation alive. Comment below: how is substance and suicide showing up where you are? Let's learn from each other. More truth, less stigma, here on Team Psych.